just this morning, now I post video where Peter Obi dey speak for Commonwealth, and he not take anything, just small break when he get from London, he have to jump enter plane come Nigeria to come speak for this orphanage. Hear wetin he dey tell them. This na the reality wey Nigeria, as in wey the whole Africa sef dey face, no be just Nigeria. You go still he still repeat the same thing when he talk. They say the major problem we get, he says some of the politicians they steal without sense. That like they steal, they don't even know what they use the stealing they do. Listen to the things when they tell these people, and the way they demand for prayer for these politicians, so that God will give them sense of reasoning to use the resources of the people for the people. Watch the video, share and make other post. Come.
Informer for this when I started this journey, I got an invitation, which quite frankly, I did not know much about this congregation. But Sister Informer insisted, I want you to come to this occasion. And I said, Sister, I'm not going to be in the country. I'm delivering a lecture at the Commonwealth Business Summit in London on the 28th. And this event is on the 29th. There's no way I can come back. And Sister said to me, I will pray that they change the date. And I said, okay. Of course, you're nearer to God than me, so if you pray and God answers it, I will assure you I will come. That I'm going to leave on the 26th, and I left the country on the 26th. And behold, I arrived London on the 27th, and they said to me, Peter, you have two things you are supposed to do on Tuesday. One is your lecture, two is your meeting the Prime Minister of Samoa. They've all been changed to Monday. So Tuesday is free for you. And I called Sister, I said, Sister, once I finish, I'll jump into the plane on Tuesday night. And I left London last night with Virgin. I arrived this morning, took the first flight to Port Harcourt. I said, Sister, so Sister, I'm here. But I must thank God that I came here to listen to what you're doing. I've read it and listened to it. And I know by our fathers in the Lord that are here, I know they take what you're doing serious. But as I was listening today, I was telling somebody, I said, how can somebody say it's caring for the poor in Nigeria when you have the highest number of poor people living in the world in one country? So how can you care for them? You are caring for everybody in Nigeria because we're all poor. But thank you. All I can say to you is that I thank God I'm here. You've got a partner in this business. Because I'm not going to only support you, I'm going to preach to other people to support you. Because you're doing the right thing. Our life is meaningless unless we care for the poor. Our life is meaningless unless we care for those who are less privileged in our midst. And I'll finally say to you, since using your Sister Informer, please pray more for us, the politicians. Always remember us in your prayers. The country of Africa is destroyed today, and you have poor people, nothing else except we, the politicians, the leaders, doing the wrong thing. There's nothing. My lecture in the UK was harnessing opportunities in Africa. When I finished, one of the ministers who was there said, Peter, what you're saying is not true. What do you think? I said, listen, there's no country where that is God blessed more than he blessed Africa. No other continent of the world. I told him, I said, in Congo, the country with the biggest natural resources on earth is Congo. Measured at 24 trillion. Yet Congo has the second highest number of people in poverty. After that is Nigeria. What we have here, if we utilize it very well, you won't be caring for the poor, you'll be caring for the rich. But unfortunately, people like me have turned the whole place into a gigantic criminal enterprise. And when criminals are poor, they steal without meaning. So remember us in prayers that God should touch our hearts to use public money for public good. It will go a long way. And I thank you for what you're doing. Thank all our fathers in faith and everybody for what you're doing. May God continue to bless His congregation and all of us who are going to partner with you. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We thank His Excellency Peter Obi so much. Can we put our hands together for him once again? Please, before I invite the Auxiliary Bishop of Port Harcourt Diocese.
You know, if you still have a small drop of humanity in your heart, you will know that poor Nigerians today, they are no longer just vulnerable. They are already deprived. Like they have been disconnected from the reality of life now, as I'm talking to you. I'm not saying this to make you feel good or bad, but there is something that is happening today that will make you know what I'm saying. Governance, when I was growing up, I was taught that it's supposed to be about the average people, the most vulnerable, the poor people who cannot provide for themselves. That is why when you go to government school, you only see poor children there. You don't see rich men children in government school. Rich men children go to private school. So government is supposed to be about the less privileged in the society. But do you know what? In the whole world today, where we have the most insensitive and most heartless set of people in leadership in the whole world today is Nigeria. I'm going to list 3 things or few things for you to know. Do you remember when flood happened both in Abuja and other parts of Nigeria that destroyed people's homes and businesses and farmlands, threw them into abject poverty overnight? You remember, right? Good. Do you know that in FCT, to the Federal Capital Territory, we have an IDP camp where people have been chased out of their home and they are now living in an IDP camp, internally displaced people's camp inside Abuja? Do you know we have that issue right now? Now, I want you to also go and check. Just yesterday, Wike, who is the FCT minister, approved 15 billion to build an office for Shetima in Abuja. But do you know that with 5 billion naira, all the people that were affected by that flood, they can return all of them to their proper, normal life that they were living before, and they will live comfortably. But they have been forgotten. Now we are going to spend 15 billion to build an office for Shetima, an office that we already have, but just to build this one. In a time when Nigeria is going through a very, I don't know whether it's transformative or retrogressive, I don't know what to call it. The best thing that these people can think of is just how to spend large on their well-being. No consideration for these people who has lost their homes. No consideration for the fact that another flood will soon come. They don't really care. It's none of their business. As long as they are fine, the poor masses can go to hell. It doesn't concern them. We are complaining we have high crime rates. No problem.